Welcome back to a brand new coffee tech break with Jan. Good to see you back on my channel again. I think another great video for you lined up because I want to take you through the new licensing, the basic and the pro. I want to take you through Teams Admin Center and assign those licenses to different Windows and MTR and Android devices and show you what the differences are on the end user experience side. And lastly, I'll also walk you through Microsoft Teams Room Pro Management Portal, where you got access now to the Windows and Android team rooms, which are both available there. And I'll walk you through all the different features and functions that are in there. All right, before we get started, let me do some housekeeping. So what do I have here in my lab where I can walk you through? So I got an MTR on Android here. I got an MTR on Windows here, so I can show you the basic versus pro licensing on these devices and what features you have available. Why is this so important and why you need to start this journey now is from the 1st of July, Microsoft will enforce basic or pro licensing. There's no E3, E5, user licenses, shared room licenses, etc. It's all got to be for your room. It's got to be basic or pro. So that's very important to just figure out for yourself which license you need. Now, first off, let me jump in my computer and first show you where you can find those basic and pro licenses. Welcome to Microsoft 365 Admin Center. This is your centralized hub where you can go to the different admin centers like Teams Admin Center or Endpoint Manager if you got some issues signing in. You can create users here, you can create resource accounts, but also you can find your licensing here. So if you go to billing, go to purchase services. Now here you find all the different licensing and you can also activate trial license if needed. So let me search here for Teams Room. This should find anything based on Teams Room. And here you go. We got here the Teams Room Pro, the Teams Room Basic. We got the Pro month to month. We got Basic without audio conferencing, Basic Pro without audio conferencing, etc. So all different licenses available here. Now, what you see immediately is that the Pro license is 37.40 euros a month and the basic license is free. The basic license is really easy to get started. But what is available in that basic license? Well, if you go here to the details, you can jump a little bit lower. So your Teams functionality is available. Audio conferencing is available. We got phone system, that means dialing to, for example, a mobile phone. That is only available through Pro license. Now, if you look a little bit deeper, you will find that any Azure Active Directory integration is only with the Pro license, as you see right here. Even up to Intune, if you go a little bit more down, you see here the whole device managers, policies, etc. That's really only available, conditional access, only through Pro. So keep that in mind. If you want to go if you're gonna go deeper with anything of those security policies, etc., you gotta go to the Pro license. Right. So as soon as you got your Microsoft Teams Room Basic license signed to your tenant, which can be up to 24 basic licenses, and you probably want to get some trial license for your Pro, so you're able to compare those different licenses. Then you should be able to find them under your products. And here you go. You find the Microsoft Teams Room Basic, 24 licenses, and here the Microsoft Teams Room Pro without audio conference, 25. So you can start some of those trials to really get some hands-on and play with that on the different devices. Now, let me assign now the basic license to my devices and give you a little bit of an idea how that looks like and what the end user experience is. So let me assign a license here and find my room system. So I want to assign it to my X30 here. and I want to assign it to my MTR Windows. All right, assigning the license now. Here you go. So now we got two basic licenses assigned here to my devices. All right, so after I've assigned the license, let me go now to Teams Admin Center and to give you a little bit of an idea what you have available with that basic license. So you go here to Teams Devices, Teams Room on Windows. Here you go. This is my MTR on Windows. As you see right here, it's assigned the basic license. So that is now set here. Healthy stated is grayed out. So that means limited functionality. If I even want to change some settings, it's also not possible. So you can see this one is not available. Usually you can change the settings here on the device. Manage tags, not available. Restart is not available. I can only remove it. So this is through the basic license. As it says, it's basic, it's core functionality which is available, but not much more than that. Now, if you look on the Android side, this is the MTR X30, which is assigned also the basic license. As you can see, the health status is grayed out, so I cannot do anything there. And the one above here has assigned the Pro license. Now, assigning a configuration, that's not possible. I can click on Edit and I can click on Update and I can remove it. Now, if I click on Update, for firmware updates, it says as soon as it's available. And so there's no other option. Usually you can delay an update to 30 or 60 days, but that's also not available. And you can schedule a manual update. So that is possible. Now, if I click on Edit, what more do I have? Organization, tag and notes, etc. But yeah, as you can see, it's all very limited in functionality. And usually you can assign some configuration profiles and you can assign them. For example, if you pick the Pro one, here you can assign a configuration to that specific device. But if you do that with the one with the basic license, you can see that the assign configuration is grayed out. Also, I can do a restart. So again, very limited functionality in the Teams Admin Center portal. Now, let me show you on the end user device how that looks like. All right, welcome into my Coffee Tech demo room. So in this room, I can show you the end user experience and walk you through the different admin settings where it becomes much more visible if you're using a basic license or you want to use the Pro license. Now, what is also important is the basic license is limited to single screen. So if you, for example, use X50, X70 or a G3500, which are dual screen, it's only using one screen. So if you see that in one of your rooms, there's no issue. It's just probably that you signed the basic license. Then you need to sign the Pro license and then you got dual screen available. It's similar like the MTR on Windows, which I will show you in a bit. All right, so basic license is assigned here to this MTR on Android. And you can see the core functionality is available. So you can join through the calendar, you can start an ad hoc meeting, you can share through HDMI ingest, you can start whiteboarding. On the more, you have the new join with meeting ID. And so that became available in the latest Teams app release. Very powerful, so you don't have to figure out which email address a room has. You can just punch in meeting ID, password, and you're ready to go. Really like that one. So where it becomes more interesting is under the admin settings. So we go to settings. Immediately you see that it's prompting upgrade to Pro plan. So it gives you already some guidance and recommendations there. We go to device settings, to admin settings. We sign in here. All right. Then we go to the Teams admin settings. Again, at the top, we see the recommendation about the Pro plan. Well, under calling, so we don't see any Pro requirements here. So that's all available. If we go to general, you can see here enable touchscreen controls. So those are available. You can toggle it on and off. Wallpaper is available. HDMI content available, include audio, automatic share to the room. You can toggle that. So here's no requirement for Pro license. Where it becomes interesting is under meetings. So here at the top, you see, for example, show meeting names. That's available through a Pro license. Go a little bit down, max room occupancy notification. That's only available through a Pro license. What is more, here, show meeting chat, only available through Pro license. Extend room reservation, only available through a Pro license. So you see that's very, very important. Default from Pro, only available to the Pro license. So you see in the back, you will be able to find some information what functions require that Pro license. If you go to devices, and here I think there's nothing left looking at licenses. Now that was an overview between the Basic and the Pro license for the MTR on Android. Now let me show you MTR on Windows to show you those differences. All right, here we have the MTR on Windows end user experience. And what you probably see immediately is that is the new 4.16 with the new end user experience and the new UI. Not enabled by default because there are some limitations like Exchange on-prem not supported anymore, etc. So you want to evaluate that in your environment. But there is an XML file, and I will put that in the comments, a reference to it, where you can enable this new interface. I think it's really, really good because it's now in sync with the MTR on Android. And they look very similar now. Also, you got your calendar on the touch panel, but you also got your calendar now on the TV UI for the whole day. So I think it's really, really powerful. And I assigned this also a basic license to show you what features and functions that are available. Now, first off, you got here the Meet button. So here you can just start an ad hoc meeting. As I said, you can also join a meeting through calendar if needed. You can make a call if needed. You can share content through the HDMI. You can join with a meeting ID. You have the meeting room controls. So if you click on that, you can go to the camera control app. So here you can change it to speaker, group, and depending on the camera, it will show you different features and functionality. This is, by the way, downloadable from the Poly support website. And if you need a reference, just let me know through the comments. Now, under more, you'll find here invite this room. Here you will find some information as a user when he walks into the room. How can you use that the proximity, accessibility settings, so getting bigger buttons, etc. Here you can report a problem. You can restart the device if there is some unexpected behavior. And here you can go into the settings. So that will make much more sense if you look at the Basic versus Pro license. So let me walk you through those settings. And again, you see a similar message as we had on the MTR on Android to recommend to upgrade to the Pro plan. Now here you also find a new option, room license. So here you can see what is assigned to this device. And it's the 4.16. That's still in a sort of preview mode, so being tested by customers. Now go to account. This is the Teams room resource account, which is assigned. You go to meetings, and here you see some options which show now requires the Pro license. For example, show meeting names, requires the Pro license. Enable end-to-end encryption. It says here it requires the Pro license. Direct guest join, and so third-party meetings for Cisco, for Zoom. That's just available with the basic license. Very good. Now, if you go to device, here you go. Dual screen requires a Pro license. Coordinated meetings requires a Pro license, so you cannot change this. If you don't need it, that's okay. But if you want to use this sort of functionality, you need to assign that Pro license. Peripherals, again, you see here popping up Pro. So if you have a content camera, you want to work with that, that requires the Pro license. Now go to theme. Again, here you got everything freely available. So here you find an overview of everything that requires that Pro license. Again, it's like mostly core functionality, so just dialing into a meeting, sharing content, so all the basic things. But if you want to do extras, like with front row, so extra layouts, like with coordinated meetings, etc., you gotta go to a Pro license. Now, lastly, I want to show you the Pro portal. So as soon as you assign one Pro license to your like Teams Room Windows or Teams Room Android, you have access to this portal. And this is really the centralized hub for the health of your devices, for your software rollouts, creating reports on incidents and tickets, etc. And you can plan also room rollouts here based on your own like standard. So really, really powerful. And as you can see on the home portal, there's a lot of interesting information and a lot of enhancements. So what you see, there's a lot of signals coming in from the Teams Room devices. There's also a sort of auto remediate. So it automatically also tries to fix things. So there's an agent running on the MTR Windows. And there's really some intelligence in there trying to fix things if needed. There's also an intelligent rollout using rings. So I will show you that in a bit, where you have the ability to create different rings and do a sort of stage rollout. So not only for MTR on Windows, but also for MTR on Android. There's a lot of things here coming together in this portal. If you look then under incidents, you find some of those tickets which are created, which can be security related. For example, the default credentials which needs to be changed, or when devices are offline. And so it automatically creates those tickets. And if that takes too long, it automatically will send an email to the IT management, and they're able to try to fix that. So it's really intelligent system. Even if tickets are resolved, you can find them also here, and tickets which are active at the moment. Now the rooms that being managed with the Pro Management Portal and the one that needs action also give you some information here. The rooms that are healthy, rooms that are unmonitored. You can export your rooms if you need to send it to a partner who needs to manage those rooms or check them out. Here under reports, you can find all the tickets that are created, and these are automatically created tickets that are open or are resolved. You can do that for 30 days or for 90 days. Here below, you can find your room health or the average health. Then you can go to usage. Here find some usage on the rooms. And of course, this is all part of a demo tenant, but at least you are able to see what is available. Then we can go to updates. And what is interesting are the rings. So here you got a staging ring. So in 7 days, you probably want to test out a specific version. Then you got your general ring. That's a bit further out. So if the staging ring went well, you can go to the general ring. If general ring went well, we can go after 21 days, we go a rollout in the executive rooms, just to create different rings with those different versions that give you the opportunity to make sure that the updates are working properly in your environment. And then you can assign those different rings to your different rooms. Very, very nice. And you can create a very robust and a stable environment. Now, then we got the planning option. Here you can plan out a rollout of different meeting rooms. So you can say they're completed, or a room is cancelled or approved, and give different statuses. You can also export a room. So if you need to export a plan and provide that to a partner, that's also a possibility. Here you can find the different rooms. So here you can really, just look in deep where the rooms are and how the rollout is going. Here you see the different resource accounts. You can create standards. So if you're gonna plan a room, you can set your standard for your small room. You can set your standard for your large room. Very nice. And just make sure that if you're gonna do a rollout, you're gonna do that by a standard. And then we got the inventory. So here in the inventory, you can find all your devices, and this is all generated based on the information on the resource account. And as you can see here, you find here the devices that are rolled out in Amsterdam Building 2. Just as an example, you were able to find your devices there. But this is all automatically generated, set based on the information that comes with the resource account. Now, further, what is available? Enroll room. Yeah, so this is automatically done when you got an MTR on Android. But if you got an MTR on Windows, you need to download this installer. Now, if you got like hundreds of rooms, of course, you're gonna do this rollout through Intune. But if you just have a couple of rooms, you can just, for demonstration, you're just gonna download this installer, install it on your team's room, and it should automatically pop up under the rooms right here. Here you can set the notification. So here you're able to provide maybe a customer contact, partner contact, or IT management, etc. You can set email language, log history, the different roles. So it's really roles-based access where you can provide access to the different partners you have or the different users, like the site lead, site technician, or Teams Room Pro manager, and assign those different permissions or assign partner roles, etc. Really, really nice. So you can really go very deeply, assign it to a specific device that somebody needs to manage. That is all possible. Here you can create groups. It's also a possibility. You can work with partners, assign admin roles. You can assign partners to it. So it's all available through this portal. And then we have ServiceNow. So if you need to escalate tickets, that's also a possibility. You can interact with ServiceNow and create tickets. If you got some questions or comments, just let them know under the video. And yeah, of course, if you like this type of video, just subscribe to my channel. And I'm already looking forward to the next video.